Hello and a warmly welcome to a new Photoshop tutorial made by Photographish. Today I want to show you how to create a quite realistic looking sketch effect based on a normal photography like that one here. And the result of our today's tutorial will be like this. Of course, there are a lot of different ways to get this effect. Photoshop even includes a sort of filters for that, but using them means losing the control of your image, and the results never look as good as with a method I'll present you in the next few minutes. So let's start. First we have to eliminate the background of our image. To concentrate on the following effect, I already prepared a selection and created a working path. If there are any questions about it, please write it to me. The next steps will take place in the layer menu right down here. First, we duplicate our image layer by pushing the shortcut Ctrl J. Then we push Ctrl Shift U to turn the picture into gray tones. And once again we push Ctrl J to duplicate the gray layer. And now we want to invert this layer, so we hit Ctrl I and change the blending mode from normal to color dodge. What we see is almost white right here. But now when we click on Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, we are able to bring back the details of our image by a simple fade in the right direction. Like that one. In this case we choose a value of 10 pixels, depends on your image. To confirm our settings we click OK. Next we open the adjustment layer Levels to increase the contrasts of our details. Here we fade the gray tones a little bit to the right. Like that. Then we come back to our inverted color dodge layer. And exactly these settings give us a possibility to bring back the details by painting with a black brush tool over the image areas we want. The opacity should be very low, like a percentage of 6, and the strength should be 0. And now we paint over the areas we want to bring back the details, like the eyes, the nose shadow, the lips, the clothing and the hair. Here you can see the advantage of a cropped image, so we don't have to take care about the edges while we paint. To bring back some structure on our skin, we decrease our opacity a little bit and paint over our skin areas like this. To brighten up some areas we just use white colors to brighten up the hair a little bit, to make it look a little bit more like a sketch. After that we are almost finished. Now we merge our two gray layers by pushing the shortcut Ctrl E, go on Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. And here we choose very high values like a strength of 122%, radius of 2 pixels and no threshold. And when we click OK, we see that the sketch effect improved a little bit. To go on, we open a hue and saturation layer and darken up the picture a little bit by a value of -5. And to add a realistic background that fits to our sketch effect, we open a new layer and fill the layer with a warm gray tone. Like this. Then we choose the texture filter and choose texturizer, and then we click on canvas and confirm that with OK, so that our background has a nice canvas structure. To connect the sketch layer with the structure layer, we change the blending mode of our sketch layer from normal to multiply, and we see that the canvas structure comes through. The last step is to blur the image a little bit, because usually a sketch is not as sharp as a photography. So we go on Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and a radius of maybe 1 pixel. Confirm OK. And that's the end of our sketch effect. If you like, you can rub the edges for a more realistic look. So we take the rubber and rub the edges a little bit like a real sketch. In addition, it's pretty easy to make a colorized sketch. You only have to position the picture layer, you see here, over the sketch layer and change the blending mode to soft light and decrease the opacity until you like the result. And that's it. I hope you like this tutorial, and by the way, you find the links to my homepage and to my Facebook fan page in the video description, so click if you like. See you soon in the next tutorial. Your Photographish.